very hesitant and nervous. It's my normal attitude about counseling or inviting anybody into my personal life is, I think, typical of most men. It's like, why do I need somebody else's help? I can take care of it myself. And I don't want to talk about my personal issues or share things about me. I don't know if that's typical. It seems like it is. So I was very, very hesitant about it. And it was something that we thought would be productive. And honestly, I had my pastor even recommended it, that, this might be good for you. He didn't push it, overly promote it, just recommended it. We think this might be good for you. Why don't you try this and just see how you like it? And so we decided, okay, we can do that. I already knew Brother Surstad in ministry and had a lot of confidence in him. And when he had assured me that, this was kind of a talk between us and him, and that's as far as it went. And I think fairly early in our first sessions together, the biggest problem he probably had was then shutting me up. Because I found it very easy to talk to him, very easy to talk about myself. I felt that security, that it was personal and private, and that I could just express myself, and there was no judgment being made, no, attitudes coming up. He was just there to listen and to provide any insight that he could. It wasn't, you didn't feel like you were in counseling. You didn't feel like it was, I'm lying on the couch and I'm being diagnosed. Although I've been informed that that's not what he does anyway. But that it felt very open and free, and it became pretty easy to do. And we got to, I think, where we really look forward to it. It was a time when we could kind of open up and feel comfortable, and we shared things with each other, I think, even that we wouldn't normally do just one-on-one between ourselves. But because he was there, we would just do it between ourselves even, just because he was there. I don't know. So it worked pretty well. I could say I probably had a long way to go. Um, just an event that happened recently that between my wife and I. One of the things that came out of this time that we spent talking about, she's a very, I don't know the exact words, she's more of a touchy-feely, show your affection kind of person. And as a fairly withdrawn guy, I'm not that much. I can be with my grandchildren or somebody really tiny and little, but not so much with adults, even with my wife. Routinely, we'd be walking and do things, and my wife was always reaching out to grab my hand, put her arm around me, something like that. And one of the things that came out of the session is, well, not a, you shouldn't do that, you need to do this. It was, well, why don't you try? Why don't you once in a while see how it is, and you reach out to her? And that's one of the things that has stuck with me. And just the other day, I reached out and did it, and just kind of, she had this big surprise and thanked me for it. And I said, see, I did listen when Brother Surstad was talking. So it's those kind of little things that just saying, okay, there's some things here that, I should do that help in just my personality as well as my relationship with my wife. And that makes me a more, maybe easier to tolerate. knowing how much I resisted it, I know it's not an easy process or an easy change for someone to make. So I guess for me, the honest thing I would be able to do is tell them have confidence that what you're doing is going to talk to a friend, and it's just between the two of you. It's a one-on-one conversation, and there's no judgments. You're just going to receive some insight, and it's going to help you. It sounds cliche, but help you look at yourself and make some determinations about yourself and what you can do to help yourself. That's kind of where I came from, and I think I can encourage somebody that, it's not, you're not going to the doctor that's going to fix you. It's just somebody that's going to help you look at the things you want to fix in you. I guess that's the best I could do. It was the beginning part of the sessions. We took this kind of survey, questionnaire, that told you about your personalities. And we both took it, and were able to share it with each other and read it. And it made some very distinct statements about who you were. And we routinely kind of look at those things. And it took us a little bit. We both struggled with them. Is that me? And slowly but surely, with a little bit of help from Dr. Serstad, kind of explaining, this has got nothing to do with me. This is just this is something that people take all around the country. But it gave you a little bit of insight, not only into yourself, but into each other and maybe some of the roadblocks that you have. And I routinely think about those things, thinking, okay, there I am again. So I think that was a valuable experience. And realizing that it wasn't a questionnaire aimed at me. It was something that everybody takes, and it's got a completely, how would you say, an impersonal way of being scored or graded or determining. So it's just, I don't know how to say it. It's just out there. But it was very helpful and insightful, and I think we both think about it a lot. And I found that very helpful and effective.